Why do people with less talent, less intelligence, and fewer morals end up on top, while you stay overlooked, ignored, underestimated, because they act like they are already the best, and the world believes them? In this video, we unlock Machiavelli's ruthless psychological strategy, how to project supremacy even when you doubt yourself inside, and why acting like you are the best isn't arrogance, it's survival. Perception is not a luxury in the game of power. It is the game. The truth doesn't matter. Only what people believe, and people are easily led. They are not deep thinkers. They do not investigate, question, or probe. They accept the surface of things. The mask becomes the face. The act becomes the reality. You could be the most skilled, the most capable, the most deserving man in the room, but if you appear unsure, uncertain, or invisible, you will be ignored. Meanwhile, someone less intelligent, less experienced, but more deliberate in how he presents himself will command attention, loyalty, and admiration, not because he is better, but because he acts like he is. Machiavelli understood this truth in a world of fragile egos and ruthless ambition. He watched men with no merit climb to the top simply because they moved with arrogance, because they dressed like rulers, because they spoke like conquerors. And the masses, hungry for leadership, believed them, not because they investigated their value, but because they were hypnotized by confidence, drawn to dominance, addicted to authority, in politics, in power, in life. Appearances override substance. This is not injustice. This is strategy. You must learn this. The crowd does not look into your soul. They read your posture. They memorize your tone. They react to your certainty, not your inner truth. If you walk like a king, they will kneel. If you speak like a leader, they will follow. But if you doubt, if you hesitate, if you carry the air of someone seeking approval, they will smell it like blood. The modern world preaches be authentic. But authenticity is a luxury for the powerless. The powerful learn to shape perception like a weapon. You must become the sculptor of your own image. You must decide how people see you, and never leave it to chance. That means eliminating weak behavior. Stop saying sorry when you haven't wronged anyone. Stop asking for permission to be bold. Stop waiting for praise before you believe in your own worth. If you act like a follower, the world will gladly assign you the role. But if you act like a leader, if you radiate certainty, even if it's a mask, they will begin to see you as more than you are. And that is the moment power begins to shift, because people don't just follow strength. They create myths around it. They start to assign qualities to you that you may not even possess. They say you are wise, strategic, decisive, all because your presence implies it. They write the legend for you. And soon you are no longer acting like the best. You are becoming it. Because the world needs you to be what you pretend to be, the reality is malleable. If you understand this, you rise. If you reject it, you stay forgotten. Talent does not speak for itself. It needs a mouthpiece. It needs performance. It needs dominance in your body language, precision in your tone, silence in your reactions, and boldness in your posture. The most powerful people in history were not always the most gifted. They were the best at being seen as powerful. The stage is always open for a performance, and perception, if controlled with intention, is your most dangerous and reliable ally. Insecurity is not your enemy. It is your raw material, your tool, your hidden blade. While others drown in it, you will learn to use it, to sharpen your image, to manipulate perception, to rise above those still busy nursing their fragile sense of self. The world teaches you to eliminate insecurity, to heal it, to meditate it away. That is a lie. You don't get rid of it. You dominate it. You turn it into leverage, because those who are terrified of being seen as weak will obey anyone who appears strong. Insecurity is everywhere. It surrounds you like a disease infecting the minds of your enemies, your rivals, your colleagues, your friends. But where they hide it, conceal it, and crumble under it, you expose theirs and weaponize yours. Machiavelli understood the psychology of fear, especially internal fear. He knew that most people walk through life terrified of being judged, rejected, excluded. They are walking vulnerabilities, masked in fake smiles and false confidence. Their insecurity makes them predictable, and if you can predict a man, you can control him. If you can see his fears, you can dominate his decisions. This is the battlefield you must master, the war inside the minds of others. But what about your own insecurity, that silent voice telling you that you're not enough, not ready, not worthy? You silence it, not by erasing it, but by marching forward anyway. You act in spite of it. You carry it like a hidden scar under your armor, but never let it define your movements. No one needs to know the wars happening inside your skull. You keep the mask firm. You keep the posture upright. You walk into the room as if doubt has never touched you. And in doing so, you don't just fool others. You begin to train yourself. The truth is, everyone is acting. The only difference is some act like victims, and some act like gods. You must understand, the man who controls his insecurity becomes unshakable, not because he's invincible, but because he learns to hold the line. He knows his weaknesses but never puts them on display. He protects his image like a fortress. He does not seek sympathy. He offers no vulnerability for others to poke. He controls what they see, and that is where the power begins. Insecure people crave reassurance. They want to be told they're good enough, smart enough, lovable. This makes them easy prey. But if you reverse the roles, if you are the one who never seeks validation but offers it to others in small doses, they begin to depend on you. They begin to see you as the source of strength they lack. They'll orbit around your confidence like moths around a flame. When you act unfazed, even when you're under pressure, people assume you know something they don't. Your silence becomes intimidating, your calmness becomes authority, and your confidence, artificial or not, becomes truth in their eyes. Because the crowd cannot distinguish between real strength and the illusion of it. All they know is that you seem sure, and in a world ruled by fear, certainty is a form of dominance. So while others treat their insecurity like a burden, you treat it like training. Every internal doubt is a chance to sharpen your outer image. Every fear is a trigger to reinforce your discipline. And every moment of hesitation becomes another opportunity to step forward when others freeze. This isn't self-help. This is psychological warfare. And you win by refusing to let them see the tremble behind your sword. The world is not fair, but it is theatrical. You are not judged by who you truly are, but by how you perform. You are not measured by your thoughts, your efforts, or your pain, only by the image you project. People watch you like spectators. They draw conclusions from what you show, not what you feel. In this arena, reality bends to performance. Appearances are everything. Machiavelli lived among princes who were cowards in private, liars in policy, and weak in spirit. But because they dressed like rulers, spoke like rulers, and moved like rulers, they were obeyed like rulers. He saw the illusion work over and over. The moment a man looked powerful, the world stopped questioning whether he actually was. That is the trick most never learn. They think results come from merit or hard work or truth. But results, especially the kind that matter in power, come from appearances, from the stagecraft of control. You must treat every room like a stage. Your face is a mask. Your words are lines. Your posture is costume. The way you enter, the way you look at others, the way you breathe, all of it must be intentional. You do not exist to be understood. You exist to be obeyed. And to be obeyed, you must dominate perception. You speak less, but every word lands like a stone. You move slowly because speed implies anxiety. You never laugh too loudly, never react too quickly, never reveal too much. You train your expressions to be unreadable, your gaze to be firm, your silence to be louder than their noise. People should not feel comfortable in your presence. They should feel calibrated, measured, uncertain of what you're thinking, but convinced they should care. The goal is not to blend in. The goal is to impose atmosphere. When you enter a space, something should change. Energy should shift. People should glance, adjust, react, even if they don't know why. This is how you gain psychological ground without saying a word. Because dominance is not always spoken, it is broadcasted through aura, through subtle signals, through the quiet confidence of someone who has decided who they are and does not negotiate with the world to be accepted. Do not waste time trying to be liked. That is a fool's aim. Be recognized, be respected, be studied. Let them wonder if you are arrogant or brilliant or dangerous. Let the ambiguity serve you. You are not here to be clear. You are here to be seen. And when they see you, they must see someone who appears above the game, above the noise, above the desperation. The appearance of power becomes power. The appearance of control becomes control. People trust what they can perceive, even if it's a lie. Especially if it's a lie dressed in certainty. If you behave like a king, they will eventually crown you. If you act like the answer, they will stop asking questions. If you look like you've already won, they will forget you were ever a threat. Because to dominate the stage of appearances is to control the minds of everyone watching. The moment you seek approval, you place your worth in the hands of another. You say, "Tell me I matter, tell me I'm enough." And in that instant, you fall beneath them. You hand them the power, you beg for permission to exist, and the world, sensing that weakness, will step over you. Machiavelli did not beg for praise. He understood that the man who waits to be validated is already ruled. Power does not come from applause. It comes from assumption, assuming your place, assuming your superiority, assuming your role in the hierarchy without asking to be accepted into it. The truly powerful never knock. They enter, they do not wait to be crowned. They wear the crown and dare others to challenge them. Respect is not earned by obedience. It is not gifted to the humble. It is seized by those who demand it without saying a word. There is no respect in desperation. There is no dignity in trying to convince others of your value. The world listens to those who speak, as if they are owed attention. The world follows those who carry themselves, as if following them is a privilege. You are trained to think that modesty is a virtue, that humility will eventually be rewarded. But in the kingdom of wolves, modesty is prey behavior. If you lower your head, they will step on your skull. If you downplay your power, they will pretend it doesn't exist. If you constantly seek reassurance, they will make you addicted to it, and then deny it to control you. You must understand that commanding respect begins with self-declaration. You walk into every room as if no one in that space has authority over your mind. You speak in statements, not in questions. You move with purpose, not permission. You do not explain yourself. You do not shrink when challenged. And you never, ever reveal the need to be liked. The need for approval is the leash around your neck. Cut it. A man who commands respect does not speak more. He speaks less. He is not reactive. He is observant. He does not broadcast his emotions. He controls them. He does not say, "Please believe in me." He moves in a way that says, "Believe me or don't." It changes nothing. That level of indifference terrifies people because it means your confidence is self-powered. You are not dependent on their opinions to function. They cannot manipulate you with praise. They cannot control you with criticism. And so they begin to respect you, not because they want to, but because they feel they must. They sense that your reality is unshakable, and they align with it because power attracts protection, and power that is indifferent to approval is the rarest and most feared of all. They may not like you, they may not understand you, but if you carry yourself like you are above judgment, like you answer only to yourself, they will look at you with different eyes. Their behavior will shift. Their words will soften. Their resistance will melt, not because you demanded their respect, but because you never gave them the chance to withhold it in the first place. The world is not ruled by those who wait to be chosen. It is ruled by those who choose themselves. You have been taught to earn respect by being good, to be rewarded for talent, to be noticed for honesty. But power has never bowed to truth. It bows to conviction, to confidence, to the illusion of superiority, worn so well it becomes indistinguishable from reality. Act as if you are the best, because the world will never stop to check. Speak as if your voice cannot be ignored, because most are too unsure to challenge it. Move as if no one is above you, because the illusion of dominance becomes dominance. You are not here to be understood. You are not here to be liked. You are here to be obeyed, to be respected, to win. And if that requires performance, so be it. If it demands control over your insecurity, control it. If it calls for silence, stillness, mystery, become the void they fear to question. Machiavelli knew this long before our time. The appearance of power is power. So stop waiting, stop explaining, stop apologizing. From now on, walk like you are the storm, because in the minds of the weak, whoever appears the strongest already is. Let them believe you were born above them, and soon they'll act like it was always true.